Yes, here's the intro to a brand new show called Notebooks.
I love it.
Hi, I'm Owen Smith, and I'm a comedian. If there's one thing I've learned in over 20 years of doing stand-up, is that comics never throw away their old notebooks.
Do you see what I mean now? Hi, I'm Owen Smith, and I'm from the 90s, where black people acted like this to please the white government. Don't, I'll dance, I'll dance, hands up, don't shoot, whoop. They were slappy, and they knew that they couldn't get away with much. Listen to this again. Here's the opening. This is slappy.
Hi, I'm Owen Smith, and I'm a comedian. If there's one thing I've learned in over 20 years of doing stand-up, is that comics never throw away their old notebooks. Oh, yeah, the big notebooks. 96. So I got a few of my comedian friends to bust out their old notebooks, journals, and tapes.
Women want 1962 courting, but haven't counted in inflation.
Sure, it's not their greatest material.
That's funny. That's how fucking stupid I am. I thought that was a punchline.
Which is exactly why I got them to perform it on stage.
And thanks to our editors, we've cut out all the parts where I look at the camera and go, I don't know. Because that's most of it. Yeah. I'm Slappy, not Smarty.
Give a fuck if they laugh.
This is Notebooks.
This is Notebooks.
This is terrible. Read it, man. Oh my God, this is so bad. I don't even want to. Okay, like this is.
So it's a good premise that we're all sick to death of. It's where comedians go over their old notebooks, and we're supposed to laugh at how stupid, manupid they were. You know, you could accomplish the same type of thing by going over your newest notebooks. It'd be just as stupid to us. So they're going to go over their old notebooks when they were bad, not like the new notebooks they have where they're great. So we'll watch a little bit of this, and it's coming up. We're going to hear Joe explaining his joke writing process, which, again...
His favorite topic.
I would be impressed if Joe said this. Hey, Joe, you've had 6 Netflix specials. How long did they take you to come up with? Seconds. I wrote most of it in my head right before taking the stage. Wow, you're a comedy god. But instead, they go out of their way to tell you, oh, I've spent years and years writing this, editing it down. You're going to hear his whole process. That makes it worse. I mean, it would be like somebody, like when your kid comes home with the popsicle sticks all glued to something, and it's a picture of your mom looking like she was just fried from the electric chair, and you go, oh, this is really good. It's really good because it's a 6-year-old kid. It took them 3 seconds to make. So this is good. Okay, their brains are working a little bit. But if your kid came home with this popsicle stick electrocuted fucking creepy mom, and you go, oh, how long were you working on this? And they said, 17 years. You go, oh, my kid is like, we should get him to the hospital. He's got a broken brain. It takes him this long to make something this bad. You're going to hear this coming up. Wait till you hear Joe's joke writing process.
Like, this is really bad.
Yes, it is. 29 years in stand-up.
This is me trying.
Look at this guy thinking he could even follow what Joe's saying. I didn't know you guys actually had notebooks. A black person's notebook is just their wallet and a bunch of tickets. Scratch-off tickets, traffic tickets, jail tickets, release from jail tickets, shoelace tips.
This is me trying to play to the audience. I have this all written out. I say, listen to this. How many married people here tonight? And then the people clap, right? And then I say, and I even have it underlined.
You'd laugh at anything he says because that's the fucking thing of the show. You got to make it pathetic. Now, Joe goes out of his way to read his jokes in a more pathetic voice, but they're literally like the same jokes that he reads today.
How many single people? I'm like, yeah, end of discussion.
And by the way, if it was so bad and so funny, why don't you give the money back to all those people who came to this show? Now refund you're admitting that this was all shit? Why don't you refund the millions of people who paid tooth and nail to come see this comedy? You know? Ha ha ha. Remember when I ripped people off doing bullshit comedy? Ha ha ha. What a time it was.
Like the idea is that, the single people are getting more enthusiastic.
You wrote your crowd work
Oh,
in.
so bad. This is most of this is just bullshit that never went anywhere other than right here. Like, most of it.
Then I'll smoke a joint and go over the same thing. Here
Always
it comes.
loved your work. And we've never got to talk comedy before.
All right, so this is weird. They put this part in black and white. There's literally no reason to put something in black and white unless you're trying to do a parody of an old Pioneer photo. Black and white serves no purpose. I watched a killer video on the desaturation of a Superman movie. There was a Superman movie about 6 years ago that came out, and it was desaturated. And it was a bomb at the box office. It flopped. And they had this really good YouTube video from a filmmaker explaining how desaturation and black and white is actually doing a giant disservice to the viewer. One of the things we love about Superman subconsciously is the bright colors. His bright red S and the bright blue sky and the bright blue suit. So to desaturate Superman is taking away that feeling. And in fact, think about all the TV shows and movies that are desaturated. They're bummers. It's bad. I don't even like when a movie is trying to show you like a past scene. People do this in their vlogs. They're showing you something from the past, so they slightly desaturate it. It's actually a crime against our eyes. And to make this in black and white, what do you think? You're differentiating the segments here?
He just wanted to use
It doesn't work. This looks like phony black and white that you would... It really, they didn't even up the contrast or crispen it. So I have a huge problem with this.
Always loved your work. And we've never got to talk comedy before.
But thank you.
But you do something that, to me, is incredible, man, because you talk about stuff that you're interested in, right? And you introduce some things to the audience that they may not know about.
First of all, that's incredible to a black comic, that Joe talks about something that actually interests him. This is why Joe Rogan gets so much credit, because everyone is so bad and stupid. Like, this is the same thing you'll hear from people who watch Joe Rogan. I even see people put Joe Rogan on their laptop and take a picture as a flex. There are people out there
Yes.
so much dumber than us that they think by dropping, oh, I watch Joe Rogan, as if that's like an intellectual flex.
They do it in the same way where someone like sneaks a big book in the back of one of their photos. It's similar.
Like,
to that.
oh yeah, I'm watching Joe Rogan while eating my steak. I'm actually on this diet too. Joe Rogan is not anything special. It's just everyone else is so shitty that Joe Rogan is standing out.
Does he even say anything good, or does he just have interesting guests sometimes?
Well, yeah,
on his
but you heard it here. He goes, you do something that no one does. You talk about stuff that's interesting.
But does that even translate to his stand-up? I can't remember.
Not at all. Well, to them it does, because they're talking about stuff that is so shitty and made up and bullshit. Like Krista Lee is talking about, babies make weird voices. They're not this... So Joe Rogan, in comparison, is like, whoa,
Just
this
because
is
he
some
mentions
smart
the word
stuff.
mushrooms
Yes,
or something
exactly.
like that.
That's how far behind these people are. And that's why they're so impressed by Joe Rogan's talk.
That, to me, is incredible, man, because you talk about stuff that you're interested in, right? And you introduce some things to the audience that they may not know about. And you always make that shit funny. Like,
that's also a huge problem. They should know about all of this. Anything that comes out of Rogan's mouth, you should have learned about at least 3 years ago. You should have. So the fact that your eyes are now opening, well, that means you've been just doing bullshit, hasn't it? You've been running on steam, running on that motivation, really not paying attention. So yeah, they're like, whoa, there's this whole other world of information. You should have known about all this. You shouldn't be just learning about health optimization. That was like a 7-year-old thing that the country experienced at once, learning that fats could be good for you. That's something that people are just picking up on now. You're telling me that butter isn't bad? Whoa.
It goes wrong, it could be like TED Talk. You know what I'm saying? Because you talk about
it could be like a TED Talk
people don't think about. And I want to know when, like, was that how you innately started? Or
Listen
did
to
you
this.
grow to that?
No, I don't even think I was interested in those things back then.
Yeah.
Not that much. You know, when I first started, I was 21, and I was basically just a chimp. I was like,
Hey, let's be careful here. You was a what? You were a what? You were a chimp. No, I was a chimp. Sorry, I had to. How a white chimp, huh? Interesting.
dummy. I didn't know anything. And
dummy, huh?
like what I do now when I write, say if there's a subject
Listen.
like
Here it comes.
cars that drive themselves, you know,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
sit in front of the computer and I'll just start. I'm not trying to be funny because I feel like if you try to be funny, you limit all the possibilities of the ideas and you get too narrow in your focus. So what I just try to do is I try to just start talking about the subject, just thinking about the
Listen to this.
subject, and then thinking about all the weird parts of the subject. Then once I've done that, then I like to smoke a joint and then go over the same thing
That's
again.
punch up.
Yeah, I go over the same
punch up.
thing again, and then it's like now I have like a scaffolding, right? And so then I'll go over the scaffolding and I'll go, well, what the fuck happens when this goes wrong? Well, what happens? What if you do this? Like, what about 1,000 years from now when cars are stupid? You know, and then I just start going on this tirade, and then I extract ideas from that. So it's almost like I'm mining. Like I'm just digging dirt and then sifting through trying to find the valuable minerals.
I'm sifting through dirt to try to find valuable minerals! Now, this would make sense if his stand-up came out any good. But when you're working on something with this amount of difficulty, this level of intense scrutiny where you're editing and re-editing, it's got to be a little bit better than you standing on a stool pretending to be Caitlyn Jenner. Yes. Your stand-up, you see, doesn't hold up to the amount of work you're putting into it. This is a whole lot of work for a whole lot of nothing. Precious minerals. I mean, really, his stand-up specials are bad. They're just awful.
Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows that.
The only way that someone will, I mean, there's other people. Some people are open-minded, but generally speaking, the only way that people consider ideas that are not in line with their usual philosophy is if you make them laugh at it. Like if you have an
I
opinion
think so. I'm getting hungry. He don't care. He's already forgetting his show. So there he is, Slappy Happy Owen with Joe Rogan. Just a little bit of the process. See, folks, we're so stupid. We don't get it. He's mining for precious minerals. We're just sitting at home being retards. All right, what do we got next here for the
We've
people?
got two big ones. Should we get